It's hard to describe what it feels like to get all the sails up and just cut the engine. And it's like almost silent, but you're moving. And it's this kind of surreal, ethereal thing where you almost feel like you're flying or like it's magic or something. It feels ancient, you know, this way of travel and this way of moving through the world. I love it. Last winter, I was coming back from ACL surgery. So I was skiing at home, skiing at the ski resorts, but it's kind of like a long build-up where you have to be really patient. And at first you want to push it more than you're allowed to, and then kind of once you're supposed to start pushing it, you're sort of mentally afraid to really start pushing it. And it is quite a process. It kind of takes 2 years, I feel like, before you're fully ready to go. With climate change, it's really changing the landscape of Alaska and just winters as we know it. And it's also hard to film segments like we used to be able to. Like, you need the perfect conditions in Alaska to ski as hard as you can, and they're just not coming around anymore. It felt like I was just trying harder and harder to get to conditions where I can ski to my potential. And I was like, man, I want to be doing something that's like making a difference and really tackling like what I'm seeing in the world. And I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm ready to be contributing to making the world a better place.
Pete, I think there's a leak in the boat.
What?
Yeah, up by the transducer. It kind of looks like a big one.
I met Pete just over a year ago, and on our third date, he was like, I'd love to teach you how to sail, and I was like, I'd love that. And by our fifth date, we had plans to buy a sailboat and sail around the world, and now here we are, less than a year later, owning a boat, working on it. We've got these plans to actually sail around the world, and it's kind of crazy how fast it happened.
Throughout my college experience, I felt like I was being forced into this mold, and I didn't want to go down the typical path that a lot of the people in my sphere were going down. And so that kind of led me to move out west and pursue a life of adventure. I met the guys over at TGR and started working for them, and kind of shaped my desire to pursue a career in film. I was sitting at my desk one day and in walks Angel Collinson, and I immediately popped up and I wanted to give her a hug. I didn't really know her, so probably the hug wasn't appropriate, but I just wanted to show how excited I was to be in her presence, I guess. We just kind of talked about life and everything, and then yeah, she asked me out on a date.
There's the hole that Pete's working on. Hello.
Once I met Pete, we kind of shared a similar passion of wanting to tell stories around what's happening with environmental changes and social changes, due to globalization. We both have this idea that it's possible to find ways to pursue our dreams without giving everything up in order to help the planet. Where is that line of pursuing the life that you want and also being in alignment with being more sustainable? And I think that's what's really exciting about sailing for us is, you can travel the world and not even use a gallon of diesel if you do it right. Our boat is called Sea Bear. She's named after the polar bear. It's what some of the natives call the polar bear. She is 39 feet long, made out of steel, the cutter rig, and she's got a full keel. She's 25,000 pounds, and she's pretty much made for going around the world. I haven't spent much time in the ocean, but I guess it's similar to being in the mountains where you have to be really situationally aware and see where the wind's coming from and how the snow's moving around. But in the ocean, you always have to be paying attention to the tides and the current and the times of day, and it just kind of keeps you more viscerally present. I just feel connected to everything and myself, and the ocean just has a different energy, and I love it.
It's been remarkable, actually, the way that Angel has kind of picked up this new lifestyle. Just the way that she was moving on a boat and the things that she was paying attention to was like she had been on the water and on boats her whole life.
It's easy when you have a setup, when you have things made or things are comfortable, to just keep going with it, but I just have this drive to do these things that call to me, and sailing's always been one of them, and it's, yeah, totally like a leap of faith. It seems crazy, but I think life is about like following these callings, these things that our soul is like, yes, I want to do that. Like, I think we have those for a reason, and I think that there's something that we're meant to do in these arenas where our heart just really wants us to take part. And so it's like we have these windows that open up where we can pursue our dream or follow the thing or make that choice. And I don't think those windows stay open forever. And this window opened, and all of a sudden I was like, I can do this. I can right now buy a sailboat and sail around the world if I do it right now. Every day I'm more and more sure that this is the right thing, and also every day I'm also like, what am I doing? Is this the stupidest thing ever? But like, I know without a doubt it's not, but it still rifles up plenty of existential crisis questions, but that's just being human. It's easy to be overwhelmed by all the reasons why you shouldn't do something, you know? And I think that we just need more people finding ways to incorporate the things that are calling them, you know, and the things that they love. And obviously not everyone can give up their jobs and give everything up to like do a huge thing, but there's always something that, like, steps that we can take to incorporate more of our passion into our life, and I really think that the world needs it, like, now more than ever.